welcome to Two for Tuesday, where I take one ingredient, use it for two reasons. My name is Sarah Mayrossi, and welcome to my kitchen. So today we are working with probably one of my most favorite ingredients on the planet, butter. And I actually have a long genetic love of butter. My grandmother loved butter. My great-grandma or grandpa, great-grandpa loved butter. We're a butter family. My youngest would eat butter with a fork if you'd let him. So we just kind of really love butter, and I know we all think that butter is bad for you, but it's really only bad if you eat too much of it. Your body needs healthy fats, and so this is a really great recipe that incorporates some great quality butter, and it's going to be like your go-to thing. So I have a zest from one lemon. Now it's up to you whether you want to use the longer grate so that they're longer slices or a really fine grate. Completely up to you. This is butter. We're going to use half a stick. This is going to go a long way, folks. You can see how yellow it is, and you probably don't see that much in a grocery store. This is from one of their oldest dairy farms, Minerva Dairy. I like it because it's 85% butter fat, and their cows are pasture raised. So, as I get my whisk, because I knew I would forget something. But the difference between, it's kind of like with eggs too. So you see cage-free, pasture-raised, organic, all those kinds of things. They're all kind of code words that a lot of people don't really get. It took me a while to figure it all out. The highest quality butter, milk, eggs are going to be your pasture-raised organic, because it guarantees that the animal has been allowed out on the pasture, that they are eating more than just feed and hay. They're eating like the grass and bugs and that kind of thing. So they generally have a lot more nutrients to it, and this has a higher fat percentage than most butters in the in your regular grocery store. So there we go. That's the difference. It's the same with eggs too. You know, like cage-free means that the birds aren't, like necessarily kept in the cage, but it doesn't mean that they're free range. It doesn't mean that they're allowed to be outside. Sometimes, it means that they have access to the outdoors, but they're not made to go outside. So pasture-raised means that the chickens have been out and they're eating the bugs and all that stuff, like I said. So they're going to have the most omega-3s in them. They're going to be just a healthier thing. And it's the same with your milk and that kind of thing. So there, I went a little off on a tangent, but that's okay. Back to the butter. So we have this beautiful butter, and it has some lemon zest. We're going to add in, and it's the zest of one lemon. We're going to add in 1 tablespoon of lemon juice. And then here's your rule of thought. We're going to add some black pepper, about a 1/4 teaspoon or so. And then here's the rule of thought. So the original recipe calls, and you're just going to whisk it. And I might not have made this room temperature enough. You want room temperature butter, and obviously this is not going as well as I thought. But you know what? That's okay. It'll get done. If you find that it's sticking a little bit like this and not exactly whisking to become a nice smooth mixture, stick it in the microwave on reheat for like 5-second increments, and then it'll be able to whisk a whole lot better. Whatever. It's been one of those days. So the rule of thought with butter too is what's the difference between salted and unsalted besides the salt? Because this recipe originally calls for unsalted butter, but most of my butter is salt. And if you want to know a little bit about the history, so we're going to be a little nerdy here, between unsalted and salted butter, before refrigeration, grocers would put salt in the butter to help keep it from tasting rancid, so they could keep butter on the shelf a little bit longer. And so that's how we got unsalted and salted butters, because before it was there to help preserve it and keep it a little bit longer on the shelf. Obviously we don't have that problem now, so when you read most recipes and it calls for butter, it means salted butter. If it calls for unsalted, then use unsalted. This one you're gonna add, it calls to add in salt, so I figured I might as well just use my salted butter, and then I can just add a little salt to it later. The only time that I'm really recommending you know, like it's just a preference whether you salt it or unsalted. The only time that I really recommend that you, two things. One is if you're baking and it calls for unsalted butter, use the unsalted butter because they're going to be adding salt in, and you're going to, because you're baking, you can't taste it and see how it's going to turn out till it's all done, and then you'll realize that you've all over-salted it. If the recipe calls for unsalted, don't add the salt in that it calls for if you're using salted butter, and then taste it and see how it goes. That's more if you're cooking like we're doing here. So if I had my way, which I'm not right now, because it's just one of those days, I will put this in the microwave for like 3 seconds when I'm, of course, done with this. And it'll come out and it's a nice, smooth, little compound butter. And it goes great over fish. I made halibut the other night, which I'll include the recipe. Super easy to do. Has like a lemon, olive oil marinade. And you just let it sit for like 15 minutes and then you cook it. Really easy. And you can do that. You can put that on your cod. You can put it on halibut. Really any white fish. I personally like halibut a lot more than cod. Cod's probably like down here on my love of fish list. It's also great, goes great over pasta. Like tonight, we're gonna put this on our pasta rather than a spaghetti sauce. Just a little bit goes a long way to add a whole lot of flavor. It'll go great on like broccoli rabe, any root like zucchini. Oh my gosh, it'd be amazing on zucchini. So just really easy things. It makes a really, well, it doesn't look really pretty now, but I promise you it's really pretty and it's really delicious. You know, just keeping life real. Sometimes even on TV, things don't come out the way that you want, picture perfect, but I will show you a fabulous picture when this is all said and done. The recipe for this can be found in the comments below if you're on YouTube, or on Facebook in the comments below, or if you're on Instagram, it's in my bio link. So I hope you're having a fantastic day. Hope you use this recipe for your fish, vegetables, and pastas as well. As you can see, really easy to put together. Hope you're having a great evening, and I'll talk to you later. Bye!